When the song come on, let me see you get gone. Baby mamas, this your song. Been pregnant for way too long. Now tell the DJ turn it on. Turn it on.
If she a baby mama, she gon' do that baby mama.
Work.
She gon' put it on you. She gon' do that baby mama. Drop,
Drop
drop,
it down, drop it down, down low.
drop, drop,
Drop it down, drop it down, down low.
drop, drop,
Drop it down, drop it down, down low. Do the baby mama when I step out on the floor. 1 month, 2 month, 3 month, 4. Hit the baby mama when I'm stepping through the door.
What's up, y'all? It is Timorya from Transparently Timorya, and it is Tuesday. And you know how we always do. Tuesday, we meet, we talk, we laugh. We're gonna do what we're doing. All right. So, this week is a very I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna get to it. So the closer that I get to delivery and further along in my pregnancy, the scarier childbirth is becoming. I have done this 3 times. The first 2 times, I'm sorry, this is my 3rd time, so I've done it twice already. My first 2 times were completely different. They were not the same at all. First time, water broke, healthy pregnancy, C-section. Second time, I did what I wanted. I ate what I wanted. Vaginal birth after C-section, VBAC, pushed her out like a boss. No problems, no issues. Afterwards, postpartum preeclampsia, high blood pressure, all kind of medications, in and out of the hospital. It was horrible. This time, I'm more afraid that I'm going to go into that hospital and that I'm not going to come out. According to Essence, Black women are more likely to die during childbirth than any other race, and 3 out of those 5 deaths could have been prevented. Being in the hospital twice, having, given birth to my 2 daughters, there were times when I told the nurse that, I was in pain or that something was wrong, and they completely dismissed it, act like they didn't hear me, walked out. The doctors, yeah, right, you're fine. And yeah, like, I know what everybody gonna say, but I don't know about y'all, but Lord, I hope it's not my time, and I'm not ready to die. But everybody gonna be like, oh, go get a Black doctor. Been there, done that, not doing it again. I had a Black doctor. She was she was amazing during, my maternity visits, and she was so nice, and she was so welcoming and appealing and just personable. And then when it was time to go into bring this, bring that, girl, we gonna do this. We not leaving this hospital until this baby is here. I checked in on Thursday, immediately tied down to the bed, immediately tied down to the bed, monitors, all kinds of things. Later on that night, she comes in with the catheter. If I'm having a vaginal birth after a C-section, why are you putting a catheter in? Why can't I move around? I don't understand this. She pushed epidural. She pushed everything that I did not want to do, everything that she went over with me in my birth plan. She did not allow me to do it. My birthing ball, couldn't even look at it. She completely took it out of the room. And I was just so clueless, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, what the hell is going on right now? And what I noticed was the difference was my white doctor wasn't pushing nothing on me. When I said no, that was it. He walked out, period. The Black doctor, y'all know how we are. We're not taking no for an answer. You're going to do what we say when we say you're going to do it, period. That lady was so hard to say no to. It was damn near impossible to say no to her. Like, every time I was like, oh, no, I'm not doing it. No, I'm not doing that. No, I'm not doing that. No, I'm not doing that. I promise you, I felt like she just shoved the catheter in without my permission. It was, you're doing it. This is what you're doing, period. No smiles, no cracks. The person that I knew the entire 9 months prior, she was gone. That person was gone. I can't. And I just found out recently, like maybe 2 weeks ago, that the hospital that I'm supposed to deliver at, my baby put a knot in my hair. So the hospital that I'm supposed to deliver at, she is officially their on-call VBAC doctor. So if anybody comes in for a VBAC, she is the one that's coming to deliver the baby. My doctor, however, the one that I'm seeing right now, does not deliver at our hospitals at all in St. Lucie County. They do not deliver here. Because I'm seeing a high risk specialist. He only delivers in Palm Beach. So I have the option to go to Palm Beach. He is telling me that I need to go to Palm Beach if I want my best chances. I do want to go to Palm Beach. Um, the only problem is going back and forth to Palm Beach if I'm not in labor. I don't want to go to Palm Beach thinking that I'm in labor. I get there and they tell me that I'm not in active labor and they send me back home. That's an hour. But on the way home, I actually go into, we get back home and I actually go into labor because we also have 2 small children. So my husband is going to be, we'll be up and down the road, which is dangerous. He gets really anxious at times and does not know how to, my husband is not a man that does well under pressure. Like, he just does not. He panics. And so I don't want to be in an accident on the way there, but the hospital is exactly 1 hour and 3 minutes away from our home. So he said that we're going to start practicing the drive now to see if we can beat the hour in 3 minutes. See him panicking? That sounds crazy. Why are we trying to beat the hour in 3 minutes? We need to get to the hospital as safely as possible so that we can have our son, not try to beat the time and beat the mile clock. But she just was not it. The black doctor, I had all black nurses, I had all black everything. And my nurses, don't get me wrong, those women are still some of the best women in my life. Because of how on top of me that doctor was, I found the best person that I've ever met, and she is my doula. If you are in St. Lucie County, Raquel is your girl. They call her Rocky. Like, she does not play. Rocky came into my birth at, okay, so my doctor, after I declined epidural, she pretty much came in. She was like, "You're too stubborn. I can't do this. You know what? I'm going home. It's 11:30. It's time for me to get off." Mind you, when I walked in, she said we wasn't leaving the hospital until I gave birth to my baby, because that was what she was supposed to be doing. She left me at 11:30 a.m. in the morning. She walked in with a smile on her face, and she left me at the hospital. And she was like, "The on-call doctor is going to deliver your baby." The on-call doctor is this little white man that walks in, and I'm just looking at him, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I've never seen this man a day in my life. I've never had a male doctor. I don't know what to do. It was just so much. And I'm like, this man about to be playing between my legs. So when he came in, he was like, "If you're doing a VBAC, why are you being induced? Why do you have Pitocin?" And I'm like, I told her that I didn't want Pitocin. They told me that it was an IV, that they was keeping me getting fluid, which is why I kept going to the bathroom the way that I was while she pushed the catheter on me in the first place, was because I kept going to the bathroom. And every time I went to the bathroom, I would have contractions. So I would be off the monitors for like 10, 15 minutes. And she had a problem with that. She was saying she couldn't monitor the baby, so she didn't want to do it. She's like, "Nope, put a catheter in. We're not doing this." Dang, I don't even think a catheter works for poop. So I'm trying to remember, understand how, they had me on liquid diet. So maybe she knew I wasn't going to have to poop. But, y'all, if I would have saw one more insure while I was at the hospital, I probably would have cracked. Okay. I was so tired of drinking that stuff. I didn't know what to do with myself. But I was, she just pushed so much on me, and it was just so much harder to tell her no. Even when I was telling her no, she was just not listening. She was like, "What? Like, no, what does that mean?" And that's how I am. I mean, I'm the same way. Like, no. What do you mean no? First of all, I wasn't asking. I was kind of insinuating and low-key telling you that's what we were going to do. I didn't give you the option. But and that's how she was. Like, that's how that doctor was. I'm not going to call her name out, but just know that if you plan on having a VBAC at a hospital in St. Lucie County, and she's black, just know she's not going to allow you to do anything that you want to do. And if you do what you want to do, she's leaving. Not that I cared. Because when she left, it was such a sigh of relief, because Dr. Levy came in there, and y'all, this man changed my whole life. He took the Pitocin drip out. He decreased the liquids that they have flowing in. He took the catheter out, because he was like, that made no sense that she put me on a catheter in the first place. I low-key felt like she was setting me up for a C-section. Like she knew that I wasn't going to make it. But my nurses said otherwise. My all of the nurses and the midwives, otherwise. They was like, "I don't know why she being so mean to you, but listen, we pushing this baby out, okay? So get your head in the game. VBAC is all mental. As soon as you feel like you can't do it, your body gonna shut down, and we're gonna end up having a C-section. So you keep the faith, you keep strong. We gonna push this baby out of here. Do you understand?" And I was like, "Yes, ma'am. I Miss Dorothy. Thank you, girl." But Miss Dorothy at Longwood Hospital, But she was absolutely amazing. She was, oh my gosh, that lady was a breath of fresh air. My husband loved her. And then my doula came in. My doula came in maybe 5 or 6 hours before I actually had my daughter, and I knew nothing about doula before then. But when Rocky came in there, Rocky told those nurses and those doctors what we were doing, what we weren't doing, what they weren't gonna do, what I wasn't gonna do, what I didn't want to do. She was massaging pressure points, reassuring me, reassuring my husband, talking to my husband. She felt like family. Like she just literally walked in and she just was a genuine. It was just genuine. It was just love, and I love her. She is my doula this pregnancy. She has been here from the beginning. Her and her son come see me all the time. They come see me on Friday. I think we just changed it to Fridays, and it's like family. Like my kids love her. The baby she delivered loves her because I ended up pushing before the doctor came in, and Rocky was like, "Listen, if you gotta push, push. We're not waiting on this doctor. He taking too long because he did. He took a little time because he was delivering another baby, but um." We started pushing, with just me and her. And she was like, I can see the head. I can see the head. Just push, mommy. Take a deep breath. Push. And she was like directing me on what I was supposed to do. So when the doctor came in, dropped bed, he raised the bed. Like he raised the bed to where my badge was like right here in his face. And he was like so close in. I was so scared to push. And I was like, I gotta poop. And he was like, that's not poop. That's the baby. Push. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm about to poop all over these people bed, and this man face is like right in my butt. Like his chin was right at my freaking crack of my butt. It was horrible, like right at my butthole. His chin actually was like right at my butt. Like I just all I saw was like the top of his head, and I'm like, and he had the little light thing. I'm just like, oh my gosh. So Rocky was on one side, my husband was on one side, Rocky was on the other side. They both had a foot, and it was just like, listen, push. And then Rocky was like, you know what? The best thing to do is we're gonna let go of your feet. You hold your legs, and then she was like, and you bear down and you push like you're pooping. And I was like, but Rocky, I feel like I gotta poop. She was like, baby, that's not poop. That is your baby. Push her out. And when 3 pushes, Kennedy was out. 3 pushes, she was out. Rocky took pictures of everything. She took pictures of everything. There was pictures of everything. Incriminating pictures of my husband looking. And he was disgusted at what he was seeing, but he was still holding it down. He didn't pass out. And it was like an overall nice experience after that doctor left. and and I had that experience with a white doctor, and he loved like you, and he had a student with him. The student was reassuring me too. Like it was so much love in the room when my daughter was born, that it wasn't like it was so genuine. And I really want to go back to the hospital, but I want to go back to the hospital, and I want Dr. Levy to deliver my baby. I don't want anybody else to deliver my baby. I don't want anybody else in that room because I know that's going to be her. So I have the option to go to Palm Beach. As of right now, it's not even the option. That's what's happening. But we're afraid to have to drive that far. So emergency wise, anything happens, we're going, of course, to Longwood. But if not, then of course we're going to Palm Beach. I can't go to Tradition because Tradition gave me my original C-section. Once you get a C-section at Tradition, you always have to get a C-section. She was like, the baby has to literally be falling out of your vag in order to push for a VBAC at that hospital. So Tradition is out. I'm not going anywhere where I know they're going to cut me as soon as I walk in. But I'm scared, but the faith that I have in God is way bigger than all of my fears. So, I mean, I am still afraid, and I have not yet completely given it to God, but I know that I am giving it to God. And as a matter of fact, God, I'm giving it to you now. I'm giving it to you now. And I pray and I know that, that you're going to see us through this and that we're going to get through it. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. So, comment below and let me know, like, what were your fears during childbirth? The stuff, that's regular childbirth, ripping, I don't care about. I don't care. I ripped with Kennedy. I ripped really bad with Kennedy. I think I got over 50 stitches with Kennedy. The pushing, I'm not afraid. My water breaking, I'm not afraid. I'm afraid that, I don't know, my blood pressure is going to tank, or they're not going to believe that I'm in pain, or they're not going to come fast enough when I'm pushing the button, and like I'm just going to slip away. And I don't want that. And then because of COVID, they have so many rules on who can come into the room and who can be in the room and who can be here and who can be there. When I had Kennedy, it was right before the world shut down. Literally right before the world shut down or whatever. And I had what, 4 people in the room. It was my mom, my husband, my mother-in-law, and my doula. With Cadence, I ended up having a C-section. But when I tell you, everybody, it was my mom, both of my best friends, their kids. My mom, both of my best friends. My mom, both of my best friends, my brother, my husband, his mom. Like, there was a lot of people in the room with us, and I ended up having a C-section because every time I had a contraction, Cadence's heart rate was dropping. So I did end up getting a C-section with her. And even then, I felt like it was pushed. They came in and asked me about that C-section almost once every single hour. Oh, sign this paper just in case, blah, 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 emergency, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, no, I'm not signing it because I didn't want a C-section. But they made it seem like her heart rate dropping was so bad. And then, of course, once my doctor went back in and looked at the paperwork and looked at my numbers, and she was like, the C-section was uncalled for. And that's how I was able to even be considered for a VBAC for Kennedy. But we are 34 weeks and 5 days this week. I went to my doctor's appointment today. I have officially been put on iron and calcium because I was not taking my prenatals like I was supposed to. And I know, like, shame on me, I know. And so my iron has completely depleted. Like, before, it was at 11 when I don't know how many weeks, but it was like at 11, which is like borderline. And then it was at a 10, and they were like, it's starting to drop. 2 weeks ago when I went to the doctor, came back, my results came back. They didn't call me though, so I didn't know, but my results just came back maybe a week ago, and it was at 3. So he said if it was at a 3, then there's no way that I'm at anything right now, and it's completely depleted, and he don't even understand how I'm walking around or doing anything, and he's heard about my TikTok and YouTube videos. So we are going to get I'm going to go get my prescription in a minute. I guess not, because Publix is about to close. I'm going to go get them in the morning and call it a day. But I officially have been put on iron. I was doing so good, but my diabetes is really good. I'm not having any issues. My numbers are fine. They were a little concerned about my fasting numbers because those are the ones, of course, that I can't control, and they have started to kind of like skyrocket because they want them underneath 90. But the last couple of days, they've been at 91, 100, and today was 113. But I wonder if it has anything to do with what I'm eating at night, because like last night I had a barbecue chicken pizza and I ate the entire thing. Which was a lot of bread. But I would assume that over the course of, the time that I'm sleeping, that it would digest. But I literally ate it, took a shower, went to sleep. Or laid in the bed anyway. But, and I ate really late. So today I made sure I ate at a decent time. And I'm not eating anything else tonight. Making sure I drink my water. So see what my numbers are in the morning. But my fasting numbers are the ones that are starting to climb, which is a little scary, but not too much. But my numbers during the day are fine. They're normal. They're underneath, way under what they should be under. They're trying to make me, eat more. I have lost 3 more pounds. So they didn't say anything about baby's growth. They said that baby was growing good. All the numbers were good. Everything looked beautiful. He was beautiful. We saw his face. As a matter of fact, I have ultrasound pictures because she was able to get so many of them. So we have like his little profile, and then this is a picture of his face, and he has his aunt's nose. So these are my little ultrasound pictures. There's another one of his face. This is my favorite one of his face, and he has his little hands, where my hands right here underneath his face. And then no, this is the one with the hands. That's the one with the hands under his face. But y'all, I'm so excited and ready to meet my son. Like, it's not even funny. Yes, she gave me this many pictures. She was like, he was being too cute, so she just took a lot of them. The ones where it's just like his head and he's just like this, I'm just like, yeah, I don't really know what I'm looking at. All I know is I see a forehead and, like the little back cuff of his little nugget head. But other than that, we're about to go ahead and wrap this thing up, y'all. So this is, I'm afraid, I had fear that I was not going to make it out of this childbirth alive, and it was because I was black. But I have more faith in God than I have in anything else, and I know that I'm coming out on top. Black, green, purple, blue, yellow, whatever color you want to call me, whatever, I'm coming out on top. I'm about to be a mom of 3. Congrats to my my babe, because she's also about to be a mom of 3. When she's ready to share it with the world, I will release her information. Um, but until then, I'm gonna keep it under wraps. But congrats to her, and just shout out to my mommy tribe, because like altogether there's 8 of us, or 9 of us actually. Altogether there's 9 of us, but there's 6 of us that are in a group chat, and like that is our sole like babysitters, um, brunches, date nights, whenever we need, beach days, all of our family trips, whenever our park dates, play date, everything. We all have at least, well, 2 of them have only 1 child, but everybody else has 2 or more, and we show up and we show out for each other, and it is what it is, and we just do, and we're also close, and we don't hide or pull back or anything. And if somebody is going through something, we're at their house, we're there, we're making sure that they straight. We doing what we got to do for them, and that's just how it should be. So the village that our grandparents was telling us about, it's the one that you create. um it's not looking around for your parents to do this and for your parents to do that, because they don't owe you anything. My mom doesn't owe me anything. But when it comes to my children, my mom and my husband's mom, listen, we don't have to worry about. So like, my tribe doesn't have to watch my kids, because I'm gonna ask my mom and I'm gonna ask my mother-in-law first. And if they say no, if there's never a chance when both of them are gonna say no. So most of the time, if we have to go anywhere, that's where my kids are. But the village that I have is absolutely amazing, and I love them, and I thank them with everything in me. So my village: Sierra, Landa, Olivia, Chili, KB, Brittany, Trudy. Brittany and Trudy are my best friends. They're literally like my sisters. And Marche. I absolutely adore you all. Y'all are absolutely everything to me. I have a few more mom friends. Bianca, like, girl, that's my girl. Our kids are months apart, both of them. So she has a 4-year-old, um, along with my 4-year-old, and then she just had a son, and I'm about to have mine. So, about to have my son. So, my son will have a best friend. Um, he and Elijah will be like this, I'm sure. Because Elena and Cadence love each other. The first time we went out on a play date, it was like love at first sight. They were just playing, holding hands, um, and they were so little. It was so cute. We have pictures, but if you're not already, like, subscribe, and like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Also, comment, let me know what were some of your fears during childbirth. What would you do in my situation? Would you go to the hospital that's local and possibly end up with that doctor that you are dreading to come in contact with, or would you travel to go let your doctor that you've been seeing um, deliver your baby? So let me know what you guys think that I should do. I don't, like I said, it's right now it's kind of like a no-brainer. We're going to Palm Beach, but I definitely can be persuaded. And like I said, and if it's an emergency situation, I'm gonna have to go to Longwood anyway, because I don't want to put my life or my son's life in jeopardy trying to outbeat a doctor, because of she's gonna be doing some things that that I disagree with. But I will see y'all next week on Tuesday. Bye.